doing? It's your boy, Ass Debo. You're watching Melodies and Flows, Studio 125 Multimedia Complex. Shout out to Studio 125 Multimedia Complex. Y'all can find them at Studio 125 Blythe on social media. You can find me at ignorant_as_Debo, D-E-B-O. Hey, a little bit about myself. So I was born in Little Rock, Arkansas. Not really raised there. I'm a military brat. My dad and mom was high school sweethearts, was actually next door neighbors in Little Rock, Arkansas. And my dad joined the military after they had me. So I grew up a little bit of everywhere. Hopewell, Virginia is home to me. So I grew up one town over from people like Trey Songz. Lost a couple talent shows to him growing up. But yeah, that's that. So I'm a 20-year Army veteran, retired February of 2023. I started doing comedy in August of 2021, actually on my late mother's birthday, August 16th. And part of the reason I do comedy is a tribute to my mom and to my grandfather. So my stage name, Ass Debo. My actual nickname in real life is Debo. My first name is Dedrick. My last name is Botley. So the first two letters of both my names makes Debo. But I got that nickname when I was about 13 from my aunt. So we used to play basketball in my aunt and uncle's backyard. They had their own court back there. And we get my little cousins off the school bus. And I used to love to wear button-up shirts in this time frame. And the only thing I had to wear was the clothes my parents bought me. You know, being lower middle class, real emphasis on the lower part. The only button-up shirts I had at that time was flannels, just like I got on today. But the problem was it was the middle of fucking May in Virginia. And it was about 85 degrees out. And my aunt came out in the backyard to check on us. And she said, boy, if you don't take that hot-ass shirt off, out here looking like Debo. And everybody laughed and it stuck. And I've been Debo ever since. I put the ignorant ass on there because people always tell me, with your ignorant ass. So it stuck. And it's a lot of Debos, and both of my eyes point the same way at the same time. I got a little control over them. Although my daddy do got a little bit of lazy eye, so I try to keep the eye jokes to a minimum. I'm a 20-year Army veteran. I'm a father of 3. My son is actually a freshman at Virginia State University. Shout out to him. HBCU life. My daughters are in the 10th grade and the 8th grade. Shout out to my babies. I started doing comedy August 16th of 2021. And that date is super important to me because it's my late mother's birthday. So part of the reason I do comedy is to pay tribute to her, as well as my grandfather, my mom's dad. Very funny man. People always told him he missed his calling. He should have been a comedian. When I was 15, I heard my grandfather speak at an AA meeting and tell his story. And after about 45 minutes of listening to that man talk about alcoholism, homelessness, my grandmother leaving him, getting his life back on track, I saw him grip an entire room of people and take them through every emotion from crying and laughing. And I knew I wanted to do that shit too. So people ask me, what is my comedy style like? I like to say that I'm kind of a throwback to that 90s era comedy, that Comic View, Def Comedy Jam, kind of unorthodox, in your face. I talk about everyday life situations. Really like to talk about dating, relationships, sex. Like, that's my bag right there because I feel like there's a lot that can be said about those 3 topics that's super funny. Crazy story, my very first performance on stage. I love it and hate it at the same time. I love it because it helped me get over my nerves of performing. But I hate it because I probably said the word dick probably 25 times in that 5 minutes that I was on stage. And that set there is called nummy gummy, which is actually a word or a term that I gave for getting head from a toothless cougar. Yeah, I talk a lot of craziness in my comedy, but it's based on real life situations that either I've lived, my homeboys, my brother, cousins, different people in my family that have lived out these different stories, and I've taken them and embellished them and added some elements to them to make them a little more funny than what they actually are. So I commonly get asked who are some of my favorite comedians, who inspires me. People like Eddie Griffin. He's my favorite comedian of all time. People like Billy Sorrells, Ali Sadiq, some of the lesser known names in comedy that are still kind of up and coming and have a whole lot of drive and a whole lot of funny to them. Traditionally, people like Bernie Mac, Steve Harvey, D.L. Hughley, Kings of Comedy. Love Cedric the Entertainer, not just because our names sound alike, but because the man is actually hilarious. I love some female comedians as well. Adele Givens is, to me, that's the lady goat in comedy right there. Dave Chappelle, Aries Spears, Tiffany Haddish, Kevin Hart, all those type of people. I draw inspiration from almost everybody. If I could give some advice to a aspiring comedian, what would it be? In my experience in my 2 years, get as much stage time as you can. Get out of your own way. I know for myself, I'm very timid when it comes to jumping on the road with my fellow comedians. So I'm trying to work my way out of that because comedy is a sport that you can jump into at any age. But in order to perfect it, you got to keep doing it, and you can't do that shit from your couch. So I have a set that you guys are going to check out in a second here, and it's titled Cougars and Good Coochie. Looking forward to you guys' feedback on it.
What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
Awesome.
I'm ignorant Ass Debo. And y'all clap it up for yourselves. Y'all in here looking good. That's what I'm talking about right there. Before I get started, let me get two things established. One, I ain't shit. Two, it ain't gonna change. Y'all just gonna have to bear with me. Shout out to Studio 125 for having us. Y'all clap it up for Studio 125. And I'm gonna get my one joke about JR off before my mic starts squilling.
I'm gonna make it split.
The only grievance I got with you about putting the show together is I told you I wanted some Cougars here, and then I realized what we got tonight, because ain't no Cougars drive at night, let alone navigate through the woods to get here. But we'll work on that for the next time. We gotta do a daytime show. Because I love Cougars, man. Anybody love Cougars in this? Okay, it ain't just me. Because I've been on Cougars kind of heavy since I was in my 20s. And it's funny because my brother's in his 20s now, and he's in the Cougars. So he came to me to get some advice. So I did the only thing I knew how to. I said, sit down, young man, you've come to the right place. I said, there's two important things that you need to know when you're dealing with a Cougar. And based on how quiet y'all are, I see y'all prepared to take notes, so I'm going to get right into it. The first thing you need to know when you're dealing with a Cougar is what time she like to go to bed. I'm dead serious, because you think you about to do hood rat shit with your friends after you get off work? You going to happy hour at the gym and all that shit, up there getting 2 for 20 at Applebee's, and then don't show up at her crib at 10 p.m. talking about having some sex. You are sadly mistaken. This is a grown woman. She got responsibilities. She got bills. She got a schedule, and she ain't about to break it for you. And besides that, I think Cougar Coochie is like milk. You got an expiration date. Like it's best used before 8:30 p.m. I'm just telling you from my own personal experience, man, because I'm like, this one time I was dealing with this Cougar chick, and Miss Benita, that's her name, Miss Benita. Benita Applebaum, you gotta put me on. Benita Applebaum said you gotta put me on. Benita Applebaum, you gotta put me on. Benita. And Miss Benita was throwing that thing back, and I was delivering some top shelf back shots. And she had left the TV on, and I heard a familiar voice, and it was Steve Harvey, and he said, when we come back, fast money. I said, I put in some of my best work before 7:30 p.m. Better ask about me. But the other important thing you need to know when you're dealing with a Cougar is what type of medication she like to take. Because if she's taking iron supplements, she on high blood pressure medicine, she take a little insulin for her diabetes, yeah, you might not want to eat that Cougar Coochie. As soon as you put your tongue on that Cougar clit, it's gonna be like you licked a 9-volt battery. It's gonna be like when you was in recess and you went down the slide too fast and then sat with electricity. Again, I'm telling you some shit I know, not some shit I heard. I tried eating this Cougar Coochie one time. It was a few weeks ago, and I'm just gonna say it like this. Before I did this shit, my beard was jet black. Can y'all believe this shit? And I'm gonna have to break up with my Cougar, man. Miss Benita was tripping. Because we was talking about Christmas the other day. And she was like, I want to get you something. And I got in mind what I want to get you. I was like, okay, well, what you trying to get me for Christmas? She said, Snoop Dogg got a shoe out with Skechers. And I might get you a pair for Christmas or your birthday. I looked at her dead in the eye. I said, lady, if you get me a pair of fucking Skechers for Christmas on my birthday, I'm gonna let your grandkids put you in a home. I ain't got time to fuck around. But Cougar Coochie is on that list. Like, I keep a personal list, fellas. I don't know if y'all do it, but I do. I like women in different categories got good coochie. And ladies, if you hear your category called out tonight, feel free to represent your shit like Lil Jon and you know, holler out and clap for yourself. Cause y'all looking at me crazy. I'm about to break it down for y'all. Like, women that was like raised as tomboys, oh yeah, they got some good coochie. I'm talking about like, if she used to climb trees and scrape her knees, oh yeah, I want some of that coochie, please. Like, if she played in the mud and played with bugs like she was one of the bugs, shawty, we can make love. If she go fishing and she made her own line, oh yeah, you can be mine. But see, it's another type of women that got exceptional coochie that you wouldn't think. Women with male-derived names, y'all looking at me crazy, man. I'm gonna give you an example, like, if she named after her daddy, her granddaddy, one of the uncles, like, if her daddy name was Robert and she a Roberta, y'all see what I'm talking about now? Yeah. Like if her daddy name is Mike or Michael and she a Michelle or Michaela, y'all with me? Yeah. Okay, like if her daddy name Eric, what's her name? Erica, okay, yeah. I'll give y'all one more, we gonna move on. If her daddy name George, what's her name? Georgina, I heard Georgia, I heard Georgette. I went to 8th grade with this chick named Georgette. And ever since discovering this, I've been looking for her. I'm on my like 5th Facebook page, so if y'all know her, tell her I'm looking for her. But another group of women that have exceptionally good coochie, man. Women that got raspy voices. Yes, man. I'm talking about like if she wake up in the morning and clear her throat and don't shit change. Yeah. Like if her morning voice is her all-day voice. Yeah, I'm turned on by that shit. Like, if she's sounding like Alicia Keys on You Don't Know My Name, when she's, hello, is this Michael? That's my shit right there. Cause I was messing with this chick from New York in the house, Jersey, Philly. Cause the women up north, you know, it's synonymous with them. They got that little raspy in their voice. That shit sexy as hell to me. I was dealing with this chick one time, and we in there doing the grown folks thing. I'm delivering some top shelf back shots. And you know how most women moan, and it be that little sexy breathy moan? Well, her shit wasn't like that. Her shit sound like a boxer putting in work on a heavy bag, and it was just, But I knew I was doing my thing because she kept getting faster and faster with that, And then, when she climaxed, the craziest sound came out of her because it was, I said, what the fuck? The Jada gets laughed? I've never put my clothes on so fucking fast, because in the back of my mind, the Wu-Tang Clan is coming up the back stairwell to rob the entire building. Like, in the back of my mind, it's gonna look like on New Jack City when they took over the Carter Projects. Yeah, I'm at her door getting ready to leave, trying to get my other shoe on, and she's like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I've never come that hard before, and I've never made that sound. And I had a decision to make. I was standing there afraid and intrigued. We went back in there, I tried to make her make that goddamn sound again. I ain't bullshitting, man. That raspy voice coochie. Try some. But there's another type of coochie that I like, and it's single mothers. The single mothers have what I like to call CPC. That's certified pre-owned coochie. Yeah, because if your baby daddy ain't pull out, what the fuck you think I'm about to do? I'm just saying, it's like new but not new. Somebody that already tried it out to make sure it was enjoyable. Like, hey, it's my favorite. But it's some other out there called TTC. Oh, TTC is that shit, man. TTC is tubes tied coochie. Oh yeah, that tubes tied, you can go wild in that shit with no regrets. I love me some tubes tied coochie. Hey man, y'all have been wonderful. That's my time. I'm ignorant Ass Debo.
Hey, welcome back. This is Melodies and Flow with your guy, Ignorant Ass Debo. That clip you guys just checked out, that was my set called Cougars and Good Coochie. Hope you enjoyed that. Shout out to Studio 125 Multimedia Complex for having us. You guys can find me on Instagram, TikTok, both under ignorant_ass_Debo, Debo. Appreciate y'all. It's been love.
Você